Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is official. Rachel Hughes has announced her pregnancy, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go, guys. So, for those of you that don't know, Rachel Hughes is a mommy vlogger who is awful. She basically started her platform on YouTube, at least about 4 years ago, where originally it was a lot of fitness stuff and outfit hauls. But what really blew up for her was her story about her birth of her premature son, who now has pretty severe cerebral palsy. He's in a power chair, whole 9 yards. Now, Rachel Hughes has been subject to a lot of controversy over the years because some of the things that she's shared about her children has just gone way beyond. This woman has no shame. There is zero boundaries, and she has shared every single medical event that her sweet baby boy has gone through, and her daughter as well. I have done quite a few videos on Rachel. I'll try and remember to link them down below because she's one of the most mommy vloggers on the platform, and though she is relatively small on YouTube, she only has 260,000 subscribers. Just the sheer amount of what she's shared, not only does she have young children, so automatically consent isn't there, but she has a non-verbal son, disabled son, and she shows his everyday life constantly. And it's really sad because this child will never be able to give consent. Now, a big thing with Rachel is that she is an extremely self-centered person. It's always about Rachel. And that put an ick in a lot of people's mouths. And also how it seems that she kind of resents her older son for being disabled because, you know, she crashed her car into a retaining wall and went into preterm labor, but it's his fault that he's disabled and kind of ruined her introduction to motherhood. So then she had her do-over baby, her baby girl, who has zero parenting. Rachel does not parent this child. The behaviors are unhinged that we see from her daughter. But one thing that put Rachel in a lot of hot water was her son's accident, which has since been deleted off of her channel, I'm pretty sure, because everything surrounding that accident was so suspicious. He fell down a flight of stairs in his wheelchair, and it's very obvious that Rachel was not watching her children, and we don't know what happened, but you know, it was an accident that couldn't have been prevented.
I'm not going to be sharing every detail. Just know that him going down the stairs was literally no one's fault. It was nobody's fault. It was a freak accident. I will not be going into more detail. If you want to speculate, I promise it will be a waste of time. It was nobody's fault. It was horrible and awful and not something we could have prevented or predicted.
Yes, it could have, by putting a lock on the basement door. Anyway, that is a wild story. I highly recommend you guys go watch my video on that because it was absolutely disgusting, the amount of exploitation that she did based off that accident. She did like 3 long videos talking about it, talking about everything. And then what pissed a lot of people off was the fact that she took away this little boy's wheelchair.
We have made the decision that the wheelchair will not be in our home until we have a 1-story. He gets to be in his wheelchair for 6 hours every single day, aside from Saturday and Sunday. There's multiple other places that he can sit that are not mobile, and he surprises us a lot. He learns how to do new things a lot. And sometimes, you know, he can be unpredictable, and we are not willing to risk anything ever again, and we didn't know even that we were risking anything, and so we are just not gonna have the wheelchair in our home until we get a new home. That will be, you know, within the next few years, but like I mentioned, he literally gets to be in it 6 hours a day. There's other options and measures that we can take over the summers and things like that when we will want him to be able to be mobile in our house.
She punished him for having an accident for months and months. And I just went to their YouTube now because I haven't checked in on Rachel in a very long time. And it looks like he does have his wheelchair inside now. So that's great. At least she finally gave him back his wheelchair. But I wonder if there's a lock on the door to the basement yet. Because months later, there was still no lock on the door. Months later, he still didn't have a wheelchair and she still didn't safety-proof her house. So this poor kid had to just crawl around on the floor when it was very obvious that he loved his wheelchair. You could see and he could explore and see things properly. And overall, the vibes of her really not enjoying being a mom are evident in the way that she speaks to her kids and talks to and about her kids. And it gives you ick vibes. Now, a few months ago, I believe about 7 months ago, Rachel posted that her husband was getting a vasectomy reversal because they got a vasectomy after their second baby. I'm pretty sure she was super high risk and had a complicated pregnancy with their second baby without going into preterm labor. I think she was a little bit early. I can't quite remember all the nitty-gritty details. They're on her channel. Don't recommend you go watch my stuff. But when she announced this, people were like, are you kidding me? Not only are you planning on moving, but you took away your eldest's wheelchair because of your own negligence, and now you're bringing another baby into this. And the fact that her eldest son really seems like a back thought in her life. He's never at the forefront of care or anything. It seems like he's a massive inconvenience for her to the point where she's not even traveling with him anymore. He has to stay home. He has to stay behind. And they really don't seem to try to support him in the best ways. So people were upset when she announced that they were trying for another baby because it's so obvious that views were down. And that's the only reason that they're having another baby. Fertility and fertility journeys are very popular on social media. Again, we talked about this in the Adelaide White video because it's an isolating experience and it gives a sense of solidarity. But going and looking at Rachel's numbers here, oh yeah, I got a positive pregnancy test. Yeah, so 7 months ago, vasectomy reversal, averaging about 15K. She has a picture of Hunter on the table, which hit 19K. Grief, third baby's gender stuff, 10K, 18. Progesterone testing, another analysis, only has 5.3K. And even her daughter in a bathing suit on the thumbnail here only has 8.2K. So her videos really aren't hitting anymore, which is absolutely fantastic. Please. 4K, 5K, fertility update, only with 8K. House hunting, sponsorship tea. Not gonna watch that. Beckham's new therapy program for cerebral palsy therapy vlog has 28K, and that was a heavy hitter. Learning to step with cerebral palsy. So what's hitting her algorithm is her child's therapy, right? Then we have a couple more fertility updates, which barely even hit 10K. Suspected seizures, Beck's hospital visit, cerebral palsy specialist, 22K. Doubling my fertility medication, 4.1K. Miracle, learning to walk, 17. So again, it's really it's very much grifting. And then of course we have a dentist video here that hit 14K. So the only thing that's really hitting is her son and his therapy or new therapy. And that's what people are here for. That's how she built her platform, was being a mom of a disabled child and extending that to high hell. Now, her fertility content isn't really hitting. So it'll be interesting to see if her pregnancy content will hit, because that always gets people a boost in views. Now, she hasn't announced it on YouTube yet from what I can see, but just 1 month ago, heartbroken and not pregnant. Hardest fertility update. But, Beckham got a new haircut. So maybe quickly we'll go watch that. We'll go see what the hardest fertility update to date has been. I think she announced it on her Instagram. So let's go take a look there too. Where's the search? No. Stop. Ugh. This is going to be painful to watch. I don't like her face at all. Rachel Hughes. Oh, and she also went through a really hilarious rebrand because she used to be House of Hughes, and then she got canceled after the wheelchair thing, and now is Rachel Hughes, mental health, lifestyle, and motherhood, even though it's all very clearly still Beckham, and Beckham is the star of the show still. So 1 day ago, pregnancy test, 9 DPO, 7 months after vasectomy reversal.
Do you guys think it's real? I think that's positive. I think I just got positive pregnancy. Hi. So I'm 9 DPO. I just took a pregnancy test, but I didn't film taking it because I just thought it was too early, and I'm a psychopath. I test too early. It's my 7th month trying to conceive.
Oh my God, the cuts.
And
I forgot about the cuts.
peed, and I put it in a cup, and I threw the freaking cup away. I threw the cup away so I can't test again, but there's like
Hi,
the
baby.
faintest line.
Are you
There's
gonna
like
show
the
us?
faintest line. There's no way you're gonna be able to see it.
No, I can't see it. I do not.
Literally shaking my freaking ass off. Oh my gosh, you guys, okay, do you see that faint line?
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay. I see kind of a faint line. It kind of looks like an evap line, though. Is this legit?
It's so faint. It's so faint. 1 month first response gave me a false positive, so I'm really scared, and I need to test with a clear blue, and I literally have the freaking clear blue, but I don't have the pee. Oh my gosh, and I don't want to go drink a bunch of water because I don't want to dilute it. I don't know, please don't be an evap line, please. I think I'm going to die. My husband got a vasectomy reversal 7 months ago, and I'm 9 DPO, and I just took a first response test. Oh my gosh, I'm so anxious. Oh my gosh, this is the most authentic. Okay, I just took a first response test, and there's the faintest line, but I've gotten false positives on first response before. I'll insert a picture. You're not going to be able to see it.
It's not a thing. An evap line is a thing. A false positive is literally impossible. Stop it.
But it is so faint.
Oh my God, it's there. Oh my God, it is true.
So faint, like I'm squinting, but I'm early. I'm 9 DPO, so I have to take a clear blue. Somehow I mustered up the courage to pee again. I think I'm going to die. Like I'm going to die. I have never been so happy. Oh, come on, baby, be here with me. Come on, how fucking long do I hold this for? Ah! Oh my gosh, I didn't count because I'm so fucking anxious. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh, Hunter's at work. I literally was crying at the gym this morning. Oh my gosh, am I pregnant? I didn't film taking the first one because I'm 9 DPO, there's no way. That is such a freaking line, you guys.
What a shame.
Oh, come on, clear blue. Come on, baby. Give me a line. Give me a line. Wait. I might be getting a super, super faint. Oh my gosh, come on. There's a faint. Wait. Come on. It's a shadow. Come on, give me something more conclusive. It's getting a little darker, you guys.
She's actually pregnant. It's the truth. It's the truth. My sweet baby, you made all our dreams come true. You are so wanted, loved, and wished for. She already did. What? She already got an ultrasound and did these pictures? Oh my God. She is a little clout goblin. I can't stand her. Okay, and then she tells her husband that she's pregnant. So there's obviously going to be a video coming soon. A YouTube video. Okay, so let's look at what this hardest fertility update of life was when, only just 1 short month later she's pregnant. So couldn't have been that hard. Okay, so for some reason my my video stopped recording, so I'm just gonna do a quick voiceover here. So the whole first half of her video obviously was just the haircut and stuff, so we're just gonna scrub through that, and then we have a beautiful ad coming up here. which just, it's a very long ad. And then after she blends up his food, she shows his entire therapy session, quite a while, and you guys know it's my favorite. Hunter is the barber in this house, so he's going to do it with his little assistant, like the whole thing. So we're obviously going to just skip and scrub through this as well and try and get to the nitty-gritty part. Oh, but also right here, she does another plug for her Scentbird ad. A second plug. Yeah. And then here she's just randomly talking about some renovations or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. And then after this weird cutscene, we get to the nitty-gritty update right here. So let's take a look at this.
I do owe you guys a pretty big fertility update, and I feel like I'm in the mental headspace where I can give that to you. This last month was our 6-month trying after Hunter's reversal, and it was definitely a harder month than any other month. And I think a big contributing factor to that was me being on a higher dose of Femara. Obviously, that's going to impact me emotionally because it does impact my hormones. A lot of the symptoms of Femara can really overlap with potential pregnancy symptoms. So I think I was 100% in belief and convinced that I was pregnant, and I was not. And so I just finished my cycle for month 7, and I was definitely a little down when my cycle started, and that was like a really tough emotional experience for me personally. I met with my doctor and I decided that I want to take a break from Femara, and the main reason for that is because I already ovulate on my own. Implementing Femara is really difficult on me emotionally. It is raising my progesterone in the second half of my cycle, but because I already ovulate on my own and I don't necessarily think there's an issue with actual conception, and it's more so an implantation issue. And also, issue is a big word. We are also just letting science take its course, and it's still relatively soon after the reversal and after Hunter's numbers look really good. So all of this could just be naturally taking its course as well, and there may not be any issue, and it's just my body and his body simply need more time. But I decided that I would like to supplement with progesterone in the second half of my cycle and just really try and get that extra supplement for progesterone when it's needed to hopefully aid with implantation instead of aiding my actual ovulation, because that's already happening on my own. Now, there are definitely benefits to aiding my ovulation because it naturally raises my progesterone, but it does also suppress my estrogen at the beginning of my cycle, which can thin my uterine lining, and I really need my uterine lining to be thick. Now, there's a lower chance that that's happening, but I just don't think it hurts to give it a couple months on just progesterone, and I can always go back to Femara if I feel like that's the best option for me. But I would love to hear if any of you have had experiences being on either Femara or just taking progesterone in your luteal phase. I'd really be interested to hear like what your experience was and how that was for you, because I am a little nervous to be switching gears, but I'm not necessarily nervous about ovulation because I know I'm going to release an egg. I have my entire life. I always get positive ovulations. Everything confirms ovulation. I think more so it's just feeling that intuition of what's perfectly correct for your body. If you are needing.
So basically all I was thinking here at this first cut is, why was she on the first med in the first place for ovulation when ovulation's not the problem? Ovulation's never been the problem. Why wasn't she on progesterone at first? Like, it just, there's a disconnect there and it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand why she would be nervous or feeling nervous at all, given the fact that, you know, ovulation was never a problem. So why are we treating something? Like, why are we making a problem out of no problem?
The aid that you're getting, if you're getting the correct medication, or if you just simply need to give your body more time. And I do think it's a small mixture of everything for me. I'm really just trying to stay patient and stay optimistic, but I definitely want to add more kids to our family. That has like really expanded. I'm definitely looking to probably double the size of my children. I know initially Hunter and I were really debating on that third, but I think just opening up our hearts to the idea of even having one more has really expanded into, if that pregnancy is healthy and safe, why wouldn't we continue after that?
And this honestly really bothered me, because what if it's not? What if it's not healthy? What if it's not happy? What if something goes wrong? What if there's genetics? Literally anything. What if she forgets to eat and crashes her car again? Like, knock on wood for all of this, but just because you prayed about it and are like willing it into existence doesn't mean that something bad isn't going to go wrong potentially.
No, it's like a really big shift in our mindset. But when I was young, I always wanted a lot of kids, and it really only changed when I had such traumatic experiences. And so I actually feel like this is a more authentic decision with a lot of bravery, and what I would have chosen had I not had any fear. So it's really cool coming full circle, and I think now it's just really keeping the faith and positive.
And the thing is she was high risk with her daughter, and it had nothing probably to do with like having a preemie child, but it had nothing to do with the cause of Beckham's birth. She was high risk for other reasons with her daughter. So it's not even like she's going into this completely low risk.
Sensitivity of, this can happen for me. I can make this happen. Hunter can make this happen. We can use medical intervention if it's needed. This can be in the cards for us. So It's really just keeping that hope alive. But I just would love any baby dust positivity, manifestations, prayers that any of you have to offer, because we would just truly love to expand our family. But I also am reminding myself that I'm not just asking God or the universe for a baby. I'm asking God and the universe for a healthy baby, a healthy pregnancy, a very, very strong embryo. And I know that whatever month that lines up, the universe is giving me the strongest child that I could have, the healthiest pregnancy that I can have, and I'm willing to wait for that. And so I'm just reminding myself that that's what's in the cards for me. It's going to happen, and I'm just trying to remain really optimistic.
And again, hopefully, yes, but what if it's not? Right? She has this mindset of, oh, I prayed for it. Oh, I declared and decreed it. So it's going to happen. And the fact is that you don't get to choose this. Sometimes genetic flukes happen. She's had 2 previous high-risk pregnancies. She's had a child with a disability. Like, these things happen, and they happen randomly. Just because you believe it's not going to happen, what if it does? What is her contingency plan? Because she's so strong on this, it's not going to happen because I prayed about it because blah, 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 blah. But again, anything could happen at any point in any pregnancy. And the level of confidence it bothers me so incredibly much. It's just naive, and I understand wanting to be optimistic. I understand wanting everything to be okay, but what if it's not?
No. Every time you start your cycle when you're trying to have a baby, whether it's month 1 or month 24, it's going to be difficult. And this is just a new experience for me. But I really appreciate all the people who have left space for me and had so much empathy for me, even if they've walked a much longer, harder path. And I just really appreciate you guys caring so much about our journey and being so involved. And I cannot wait to tell you guys when I am pregnant.
Okay, my apologies. My video cut off towards the end of the video there. All I was saying is I don't understand how she can possibly sit there and be like, it's for sure going to be a healthy pregnancy. Like, I'm declaring and decreeing it. Like, we're channeling our inner dish soap Donna here. And it blows my mind, because what if it's not? What if it's not a healthy pregnancy? What if there's a genetic fluke? What if something traumatic happens again, right? She's so confident saying what she's saying, and it grinds my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Because it's like, no, that's not how it works. Just because you pray to God that nothing's going to happen and you go into it and you're like, nothing's going to happen, doesn't mean that something's not going to happen. And of course, we don't wish that upon anyone. Of course, we don't wish that upon anyone. But to be so confident and to go into it with such like declaration that nothing bad's going to happen because it's meant to be, and I know when I get my baby, it's going to be the strongest, healthiest embryo. It's just such a diluted way of thinking. It really is. But that's all I have for you guys for this video. It's just a quick little update because I got sent that this morning and I was like, there's no way. There's no way she's pregnant. I can't believe it. Anyway, ultimately, I feel really bad for her eldest son, for Beckham, because it's like, he's the one who's going to suffer the most in all of this. You have a highly complex son who deserves care and attention. And with each subsequent baby, apparently they're having a whole slew of babies now. It's just taking away care from him. And I'm pretty sure her pregnancy with Blakely was also high risk. So to be like, yeah, if it's healthy and we're just going to keep going and going and going, because why not? Because why wouldn't we? Like, maybe because you don't like being a mom. Maybe that's why. You should stop. It just blows my mind. I am mind blown. But thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out. Make sure you're subscribed, because people magically get unsubscribed for some reason. And thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye.